Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of Python programming. Today's topic is functions. So we're going to see the function prototypes, which means the different ways of writing or using functions in our Python program, followed by the different types of arguments, and then the nested function. So these are the 3 topics of today's session. Before moving on to this, let's have a recap on the previous day's session. Last class, we saw about the looping or iteration or repetition statements in Python. So we had only 2 looping statements in Python. The first one is while, which is called as entry check loop, okay, or entry control loop, like we say it in C programming. The second one is for loop. Do while is not available in Python. Please do remember this point alone, okay, which is very important. So when we talk about the while loop, the syntax of the while loop is while condition colon, then we are going to have the logic or the body of the loop. Since because it is a block of code, we are going to have this set of statements belonging to the while after the indentation or the tab space. Like we added for the conditional statements, isn't it? Like if else and all those, we add the associated statements only after the tab space. So this colon is necessary. Without colon, it will be an error. So instead of this, you can follow the other method while space condition, like we added for the if statement. Okay, so this is all about while, and we saw the flowcharts also for the while and the for, and few examples under each of them. Okay, let me repeat the syntax alone now. For loop, for item in sequence, body of for. So here we use the word item. Here it is the iterative variable. Okay, iterative variable in is a keyword here, and then sequence. Here I can have the collection of variables, or I can have the collection of values, which means sequence. Okay, I need multiple values so that those many iterations are possible. If I'm going to have 5 values here, 5 iterations will happen. Okay, so instead of this, I can have the variable also. So it is indirectly having the values. So what are the collective variables that we have learned? List, tuples, dictionaries, etc. Strings, isn't it? I can have them. I can have any of them. I can have something called as range also. Okay. Yes, the recordings are available in the YouTube. You can check them. So this is the flow chart. So item from sequence. So we are going to have few statements in the program before this. And after, as soon as the interpreter encounters the for loop, there will be this particular line only, item in sequence. If there are any items in that sequence variable or the collective type, we are going to proceed with the iteration. Okay, so execute the statements. After you execute the logic or the statements inside the for loop, you should not come out of it because it is a looping statement, isn't it? It should be on loop. So when should I stop the loop? There comes a point. So until there are elements in the sequence, I should execute this for loop in loop. Okay. If there are no more items found, I can stop the for loop. So this is how it works. So if there are no more items in the sequence, we'll have to come out of the for loop. It is not coming out of the programmer. It is coming out of the for loop. If there are any lines after the for loop, those lines will be executed by the interpreter. Okay. If there are no lines, we are going to stop the program. So this is about the for yesterday. On Friday we saw about all these examples, like using a string, using a list, and using len function. Also, we had this, and we saw about the range function. So using a range, how do you have these set of elements having the range function? So we learned about the starting criterion, stopping criterion, and using the step size also. Step size is again optional. Again, start is also optional, but stopping criterion is very important, without which I cannot decide on the range of values. See, if there are 2 values given to me, see here, look at this point. So if there are 2 values given to me in the range function, the first one is the starting criterion, okay? And the second one is a stopping criterion. So we are going to include the starting criterion, whereas we should not include the stopping criterion. So when you see range of 1, 10, what are the values in this range? 1, 2, etc. till 9 alone. So we are going to stop at 9, okay? So this is what is the range function. If you're going to use three arguments in the range function, then the first one is the starting criterion and the second one is the stopping criterion. Okay, the third one is the step size. By default, the step size is 1. That is why I say it as optional. Okay, we are going to see few examples using range when we are going to deal with the string indexing. Don't worry, I'll give you all possible examples using positive as well as negative indexing. Because negative indexing is allowed in Python. It is one of the important concepts in Python. So I'll be repeating all these again when I'm going to teach you about the string indexing. So we saw about the comments also in the last class. If you're going to use a single line comment, it is by using the hash symbol. Okay, if it is multiple lines, if you're going to write a paragraph, okay, if you have developed a software and if you want to describe about the module or a function in that particular code, you will be writing it in different statements, isn't it? When you have a paragraph to be told or to be conveyed to the user, you can have this multiple comment. Okay, you're going to use triple quotes and then type whichever you want in different lines. And after you complete the comment, okay, after you complete the paragraph for all those statements, you'll have to end it up with the same triple quotes. Okay, but it's a single line comment, like this program is for doing addition of 2 values. It is a single line comment, isn't it? So then in that case, you can use this hash symbol. Okay. What are actually comments? Comments will not be executed by the interpreter. Comments will not be executed by the interpreter. So the definition is this: programmer readable explanation. Okay, it is like a user manual. When you get a mobile device or something, you will be given the user manual, isn't it? Why is that required? You'll have to know what are the features available and how do you use them. Likewise, see, being a Python programmer, I can write my code, but all of us need not understand what is given in my code, isn't it? So to make that easy, to make that understandable for the other Python programmers or the users who are not Python experts, I can use this comments. Okay. So it is a programmer readable explanation or annotation in the source code of a program. So which will generally be ignored by the interpreter. Here in Python, it is the interpreter, whereas in the other languages we use in C or C++, it is compiler, isn't it? So generally the comments will be ignored by the compilers and the interpreters. Okay. Then this point is very important. So we learned about the looping statements. Then we should also know about the loop control statements. Okay, so the statements that has control over the loop. What are the 2 looping statements that you have learned? While loop and for loop. Isn't it? In the rendu loop na Python la irukku. So in the loop control pannadhukku, we are going to use some statements called as loop control statements. In Python, we have 3 loop control statements. The first one is break, second one is continue, and the third one is pause. So I've given the description about all these. So only when you remember all this description or the definition, you can use them in your application. Okay, without knowing the purpose of all this, you cannot try writing it or using it in your code. So break, when we say break, it is a loop control statement. Loop control statements and the loop use panna mudiyum. So whenever I have this looping statement only, I can have this break, continue, and pause. Okay. நீங்க switchல break படிச்சிருப்பீங்க, ignore that alone. Okay, other things நம்ம நார்மலா கோட் எழுதும்போது we will have all these loop control statements only inside the loop. Okay, so break, it terminates the loop statement and transfers the execution or control, meaning here is transferring the control. Okay, transfers execution to the statement immediately following the loop. I say it terminates the loop statement, which means we are going to exit from the loop statement. Either it is for or while, we are going to come out of the loop statement. Coming out means where will the control be transferred to? In the next line of the loop, isn't it? If there are any lines. If there are no lines, we are going to stop the code. Able to get? That is what is given here. So the execution is transferred to the statement immediately following the loop. Statement illana enna agum. That's it. We are going to end the program. So if a break varuduna, neenga for loop la break kudukuringma, I've used my for loop for 10 iterations. Okay, I'm having a problem where I need to go with 10 iterations. Okay, so na appo condition enna kuduthiruma, for item in sequence and that la enakku 10 iterations vara madri I would have written the code. The break kudukumbodhu enna agano, first iteration itself gets broken down. That should not be allowed, isn't it? Iterations sonnale enakku loop la varanum, adukkaga da I go in for this iteration. So appo eppadi break use panna? There comes the problem. So enna pannuvana, na if code use panipen break. For loop la I'm going to have something called as if condition place associated with the if condition, there will be break. So 10 iterations நடக்குது ஓகேவா. If I want to cut it off by the 5th iteration itself, 6th நடக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு நினைச்சேன்னா அந்த 6th iteration வரும்போது this break should happen. So if condition என்ன கொடுப்பேன், when you encounter the 6th iteration or when I become 6 or whatever it is, okay, condition in நம்மளோட condition தான், then I'll have break. So what happens here is 10 iterations கொடுத்தா கூட என்ன ஆகும்னா, based on the user demand I can stop with particular iteration. So it all depends on the user's demand. Okay, so I'll show you the examples only, then you'll understand. Then second break statement, the second one is next to break, it is continue. So when we are going to have the continuous statement, when the interpreter encounters the continuous statement, what happens is it causes the loops to skip the remainder of its body. So say for example, there are 10 lines in the logic. Okay, number for loop 10 lines irukku. The continuous statement வந்துருச்சுனா in between ஏதோ ஒரு லைன்ல continue place பண்ணிருக்கேன். The continuous statement வந்த பின்னாடி என்ன ஆகும்னா, we will not go to the next line in the logic. We will come out of the loop, but it is not exiting from the loop, coming out of that iteration alone. அந்த iteration வந்து வந்துட்டு again we'll have to go back to the condition. Condition போனா என்ன ஆகும், next iteration start ஆகும். The problem என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, இந்த iteration இங்க நம்மளுக்கு பாதியில ஸ்டாப் ஆகுது. So 6th iteration நான் continue கொடுத்தா என்ன ஆகும்னா, continuous statement வர வரைக்கும் அந்த 6th iteration will happen. If continuous statement is being encountered and if it gets executed, we'll have to stop it there. That iteration is being skipped off. That portion of the iteration is skipped off, and we are going to move to the next iteration. This is how continue works. Okay. Then pass statement, again it is a loop control statement. What if I do not want to have any statements, logic எனக்கு வேண்டாம், அப்படி ஒரு loop statement எழுதணும்னா I can go use this pass statement. So this is just syntactically used when I don't want to have any logic. இப்போதைக்கு எனக்கு logic இல்ல, futurely if I want to add features to my software, I can remove this pass and have the logic involved. Okay, I'll show you the code only, then it will be easy for you. Okay, the syntax of break is this, just break, that's it. So look over here, I told it is a loop control, isn't it? So it should be used in the looping statement. So என்ன loop use பண்ண போறீங்க, நம்ம while loop use பண்ண போறோம், while of condition colon, இது normal. Okay, few statements, the dotted represents the statements. Okay, then I have a break statement, then I can have the break and then also I can have the logic. Anyways, after break you're not going to execute it, isn't it? Then coming out of the while I have few other statements. Okay, as of now just ignore all these statements, next statement and all. While of condition, and then you're going to have few lines and then break. In the few lines ஏன் நான் சொல்றேன்னா, அங்க நான் if condition place பண்ணிட்டு break கொடுக்கணும், இல்லைன்னா first iteration break ஆயிடும். Let's see. Program using break statement. Okay, I is equal to 1 while I is less. Okay, when this kind of a code is given to me, see how many lines are there? 6 lines are there. First the interpreter encounters the first line. What is the first line? I is equal to 1. What kind of a line is that? Assignment statement, isn't it? So the integer value 1 gets assigned to the variable I. Okay, now while I is less than 20, you all know it is a condition variable. Condition variable initialize பண்ணனும் first while, அதுதான் நம்ம ரூல் செட்ல பார்த்திருக்கோம். While I is less than 20. As of now my I value is 1, isn't it? 1 is less than 20, condition is satisfied. So get into it, get into the while block. If I equal to 6, what is my value now? What is I value? 1. 1 is equal to 6, false. So you're not going to get into the if block. So come out of the if, coming out of the if na idha inga vandiruchu. Okay, and then cursor moves here, print of I. What is I value now? 1 gets printed. See, let's look at the output, 1 gets printed. Okay, then I is equal to I plus 1. This incrementation is necessary in while loop. Okay, for incrementation by 1 is there by default. Now I is equal to I plus 2 statement vardana, then it is mandated to be added in the for loop. Okay, I is equal to I plus 1, and the focus on the right hand side now 1 plus 1, I becomes 2, isn't it? So second iteration, I is 2, condition true ma, inga paaka porom false. Okay, so print I 2 3 4 5 iterations over. Okay, now sixth iteration paap, sixth iteration enna aguduna, I value is 6. Okay, 6 is less than 20. Is the condition true or false? Yes, it is true. Then get into the while loop. If I equal to 6, it is a relational or comparison operator here, double is equal to. Okay, left hand side la na value place pannuma, I oda value vandu 6. Okay, 6 is equal to 6. Is it true or false? True. So condition is true. Get into the if block. When you get into the if block, you have the break statement. So when break has been executed, you should come out of the looping statement. It is not the if statement, ma. When break is encountered, you should come out of that particular looping statement. What is that looping statement that is being used here? While. And the while kulladan in the break in the looping statement la break place pannikano, we'll have to come out of that looping statement. Coming out of the looping is somewhere here. See this part. And after that, I'm going to look at the lines in the program. In my program, there are no lines. So I'm going to stop the code. You have written the program for 19 iterations. See, I'm starting with I is equal to 1, ma. I is less than 20, which means 1 to 19. If you are not using this break statement, the output would have been 1 to 19. But that is not happening here because I placed a condition and asked it to break. So this can be done. நீங்க கேட்கலாம் ஏன் நீங்க இங்க 19 iterations கொடுத்து இங்க நீங்க 5ல ஸ்டாப் பண்றீங்கன்னு. See, this is directly given. நீங்க யூசர் இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் எழுதுறீங்க, ரியல் டைம் ப்ராப்ளம்னா இந்த ஐ வேல்யூ வந்து நான் யூசர் கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்குவேன். So being a user, நான் எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணும்போது சொல்வேன், I do not want to have 19 iterations. Let me stop it with 15 iterations. And that time, the condition will change. அப்ப நான் இங்க என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா இந்த கண்டிஷன் சேஞ்ச் பண்ண லிங்க் கண்டிஷன் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணும். So it all depends on my code only. So as of now, just get to know how break is used or how break can be used in the looping statements. If you have any doubts, please stop here. I'll repeat because it is one such important concept in Python. Okay, I'll just run this and show it to Ma. Please explain nested. Okay, I'll explain that. Yes, the recording is available only in the YouTube. Someone has asked me to explain this comment again. Let me show that and then run the program and show it to you. See comments. Whenever we use the comments, it is just the statements to tell what is happening in my program. Okay, being a program, I have written the program. நீங்க யூசரா இருந்து அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம பாக்குறீங்க, உங்களுக்கு இன் கேஸ் நல்லா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணனும், ஈஸியா புரியணும்னு எழுதி இருக்கனா, you can check with the comments. Okay, comments are not mandatory, it is just optional, but we always tend to give the comments in a bigger program or a complicated program so that others also will have understanding on my code. Now ஒரு software develop பண்றேன், if I'm not going to continue with that software, okay, in that case that particular thing has to be given to some other people. அப்போ வேற ஒரு developer will continue with its enhancement, இல்லையா, add features. Adding features after 1 year, 1 year அப்புறம் வந்து அந்த particular developer-க்கு தெரியணும் நான் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கேன்னு. So I'll be using comments. Okay, so single line and நம்ம hash யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம், multiple lines and triple quotes use பண்ண போறோம். Okay, you wanted me to run this in short, isn't it? I'll do that. Make sure you give the proper indentation. Okay, I'll explain the indentation in this program. Okay. If you're going to write the program this way, you will not get the intended result. Okay, the indentation is must. C program எப்படி நம்ம curly braces யூஸ் பண்றோமோ அந்த மாதிரி Pythonல indentation is must. See, I'll just run and show it to you. It will throw an error. Okay, expected and intended block. Okay, so you'll have to give the indentation. You all know. Where should I give the indentation? I'm using a for. I'm using a while loop here. Okay, and then a colon is there. So which means I should have the logic behind it. So while இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே நம்ம tab space தான் கொடுக்கணும். Let me give it in tab. Okay, everything in tab. Okay, இப்போ இது எல்லாமே எனக்கு while தான் இருக்கு. So I'm giving all these 4 statements in tab. Okay, but then it will not work. ஏன் சொல்றேன், இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பிரேக் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இந்த பிரேக் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கு, if ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் குள்ள கொடுக்கல, I've given it directly in the while. இப்படி கொடுக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஐட்ரேஷன்லயே உங்களுக்கு ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடும். Let me run this and show. So இப்போ என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா if ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்திருக்கேன். If I'm not going to use if statement, கமெண்ட் கொடுத்திருக்கமா, இப்போ if வந்து கமெண்ட்ல கொடுத்திருக்கேன் சரியா, that will be ignored. See, nothing is being printed. Why is that? Because in the first iteration itself it has got broken down. See, I is equal to 1, condition true ma, idu mudicha one endha line execute agum, indha dhan third line enakku, because this is given in comment, it will be ignored. Okay, break kodutha enna agum, coming out of the while. Coming out of the while means this line, the cursor will come to this line. I do not have any code in that particular place, so the program is ended. Now being if கொடுக்கிறேன், if கொடுத்த பின்னாடி I got an error. Why is that? It is again showing indentation is necessary. See, expected and intended block. That is because see, I have given an see while இருக்கு, while க்கு அப்புறம் உள்ள statement tab க்கு அப்புறம் தான் வருது, so it is allowed indentation. Okay, if I is equal to 6 colon, so I have given a colon, there comes an if statement, so there should be a statement associated, at least one line should be associated with the if part. So என்ன பண்ணனும், if குள்ள வரதெல்லாம் tab குள்ள கொடுக்கணும். See, I've given a tab. Now, what are the statements associated with if? Break alone is associated with if. How do I say that? See, look at this point. If if oda adhe margin la edume illa, break mattum dhaan irukku ippodhiki, so that is belonging to if. When you look at this print and I, that is on the same margin as that of if. எங்க இருக்கு, while ல இருந்து ஸ்பேஸ் ல இருக்கு இது எல்லாமே. So நமக்கு while ல இருக்கு, இது டைரக்டா print I and I is equal to I plus 1. These two lines, the last two lines are not associated with the if statement. அப்ப if எனக்கு true ஆ இருந்தாலும் false ஆ இருந்தாலும் these two statements will be executed. Able to get this point? While condition true ஆ இருந்ததுன்னா we will get into the while block ma. While block ல தான் 4 statements இருக்கு சரியா. நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ண போறேன். அப்ப எனக்கு கண்டிஷன் ட்ரூ ஆ இருந்ததுன்னா, if கண்டிஷன் ட்ரூ ஆ இருந்ததுன்னா பிரேக் ஆயிடும். if condition false ஆ இருந்ததுன்னா I will directly go and execute the other statements in the while block. Okay, let me look at the chat box. What is okay? Lashmi has asked what is indentation. Indentation is the spacing here, without which the program will not work. See, you have a collection of statements. How many lines are there in the while loop? 4 lines are there. In the 4 lines மட்டும் தான் while இருக்கு, எனக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்? See, இன்னொரு line add பண்றேன். How to get the value? Yes, I'll show you how to get the value using if statement. Yes, let me show that also. See, print, I'm going to write program end, okay, or end of program. The statement. When you look at the statement, see, this print statement is not after a top space. It is on the same margin as that of the while, isn't it? So this is not the line that is belonging to the while. So irrespective of whatever is happening, that line will be executed. While condition and false are irundhalum, the print end of program will happen because it is outside the while. How do I say it is outside the while? It is based on the top space indentation. Now ஒரு structure ஆரம்பிக்கிறேன், ஒரு block start பண்றேன். Okay, அந்த ஒரு அதுக்கு அப்புறம் வர top space உள்ள lines எல்லாமே will belong to that particular block. Okay, so this print is not after top space. It is on the same margin as that of the while statement. So it is outside the while. So this is how I justify which statements are within while and which statements are outside the while. So it is based on the indentation only. It is just compared to the curly braces that we have in C programming. And the set of statements for a function, for if condition or a while loop or a for loop, a brace is used, whereas that is not used here, only indentation is used here. Yes, you can use else also along with this while. This while else is allowed in Python. Okay. Vijay Kumar, why the lines are arranged differently? That's what I was telling. See, when I have a set of lines belonging to one particular structure, those lines should have indentation, space. Indentation is space. Inga na tab space use pandra. See, na inga if type pandringalla. Anga na enna pannuva tab koduthu if type pannuva. Priyadarshan, ma'am, how we got output as 1 when I is equal to 1? We should get 2 only. How is that, ma? See, listen here. I is equal to 1. Condition is true. Okay, if condition false, so don't get into the if block. What is the next line? Print of I. What is I value? 1, isn't it? So 1 gets printed. And the next line we have the implementation. Now, after this gets executed, I becomes 2. So go back to the loop. Now I is equal to 2. Print I 2. Then 3. So third iteration I is equal to 3. So that's how it happened. Okay. So let's move to the continuous statement. Okay. I'll have to complete this and go with the functions also. See, I'll show the output here itself. I've told what is continuma. It is a loop control statement. Okay. It is going to skip only the portion of the iteration. Okay. So wherever the continue is encountered, it will skip the remainder of the body for that iteration alone, because it will again move to the condition. It will not come out. Now break வந்துட்டா அந்த loopல இருந்து வெளியே வந்துருவோம். Whereas continue இருந்தா என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? Continue the loop, அதான் meaning. Continue the loop, but skip the lines that are behind it. Continue சொன்னப்பறம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? டைரக்டா condition உள்ள place பண்ணுவோம். எங்க condition இருக்கு? எனக்கு for statementல இருக்கு. Okay. So for letter in A, B, C, D. So it is a string that is used. So I use the quotes here. Colon is must. Don't forget to use the colon for the for statement. While உங்களுக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்கும் condition இருக்கு, brackets இருக்குன்னு. So here we do not have the parenthesis. So people tend to forget a colon here. Please do maintain the colon here. So if letter is equal to C. First, what is this letter? It is user defined. Okay, it is the iteration variable. For letter in A, B, C, D, so letter will take the value A. It will pick the first character from the string. What is the first character? A is the first character, isn't it? So that is picked. Letter's value is A now. Okay, if letter equal to C. So meaning A equal to C. You are just comparing whether A is equal to C. They are not equal. They are not equal. Okay, so don't get it in the if block. So what is the next line in the for? Print a letter. Up a letter value no the print agum because letter without quotes and without quotes and the variable value print agum. So A gets printed. Okay, it is a looping statement, so you should not stop it. Go back to the condition place. So for letter in incrementation by 1 is default, isn't it? So up in the second character increment. Okay, now letter becomes B or B gets assigned to letter. Okay, now get into this. If letter equal to C, what is the value of B, ma? What is the value of letter? B, isn't it? B equal to C. So compare panna poren. They are not equal, isn't it? So come out of it. So print of letter. What is in letter? B. So B gets printed. Normal. Number munadi paatha adhe program na. Instead of numbers, I'm using string here. Okay, now what happens? Letter takes the third iteration. Letter takes the third character from this string. What is the third character? It is C, isn't it? Now C is equal to C. So I've got this condition satisfied. So I'll have to get into the if block. So continue. What should I do if continue is here? I should not go to the remaining portion. I should skip the remaining logic. Okay. Continue சொன்னாலே நான் என்ன பண்ணனும்னா அந்த condition place போடணும். The cursor will not go to the next line. The cursor will not execute. The control will not be given to the next line, the logic. The cursor will immediately go back to the condition. The control. Okay. So என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா letter. What is the next letter? D. Okay. So D equal to C. False. Print letter. So I've got the answer as D. See, C is skipped. So whenever you want to skip a particular number, particular character, you can use this. Okay. You are asking the user to type some string. Okay. And if you want, if you do not want a particular symbol or character or letter to be printed, in that case, you can go with this method called as continue. So whenever that particular character is encountered, then it will be skipped off, because see, after continue only I've added the print statement. So this is just a simple example. So understand how this continue works and use it in your logic that particular way. Okay. நீங்க பிரேக் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகுது பாருங்கம்மா, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஐட்ரேஷனே நடக்க போறது இல்ல, அதோட ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடுது. You are just coming out of the while. Okay. Whereas here it is not coming out of it. It is just going back to the condition. Eppadi going back to the condition? Skipping that particular portion, that particular iteration, and then going to the next iteration. That is the meaning. Okay, can we skip multiple number of letters? Yes, we can do. We can do. What if you want to have symbol not equal to? Yes, that is also allowed. See, I just want to skip the C, character C. So I've given is equal to. Okay. If you want, you can go with that. See, in that case, you'll have to go with the or statement. If is not equal to C in A, B, D, skip. Then A, B, D print, but is equal to symbol use. We can give letter not equal to. Okay. C or letter equal to A, or letter equal to B, or letter equal to D. You can go with that particular logic also. So whichever logic you want, you can go with that. It is just a simple one that is being implemented here. What else? What are the other doubts? Please show continue format in loop. I place that in loop only. See, I place that in loop. See, I have 4 iterations in this for loop. But how many iterations has got the output? Only 3 iterations have been displayed. Only 3 iterations output are reflected in my output. Why are we using double is equal to? See, double is equal to is for comparison operator. Okay. So we are going to compare the value on either side, left side or right side value equal check panna. I can have the not equal to sign also here, greater than or equal to relation operator. Just please go through the YouTube links if you have any doubts in the previous sessions. A letter is equal to CD. Dinesh, you cannot give it that way. Ma letter is equal to CD. In or letter pick okay. CD becomes a string there comprising of 2 characters. In that case, corona check you can use and or here to have 2 conditions together. Okay. Yes, we can use break statement in for loop. We can use break, continue, and pass in the looping statements. Looping statements in Python for and while. So this is use Kevin, we shall share the YouTube link in the chat today. Okay. Not equal to kudutha enna aguma. See, letter is not equal to C in koduthinga. Okay, I'll just show that code to you now. We'll see the output for this and then that. Not equal to C in koduthinga, enna value ma pick agum? Whenever you have any value, see, it's showing an error because in PPT it is different and here it is different. So I'm just changing the codes accordingly. Okay. Tab is necessary. If not, I'll not get the answer. And continue as in print, isn't it? In this. Okay. Let me show the output for this and then use not equal to and show you the output as you demanded. A, B, D, which means whenever I add the C, I'm going to continue and the C print iteration. Okay. You wanted me to use not equal to, isn't it? Let's see. First time, what is the first character that is picked? My A. Yeah. Check A not equal to C. Yes, A is not equal to C. Continue kudukuringa paranga enna agudhu. Adu A print agudhu. B print agudhu. See, only C gets printed. I'll tell you the logic here again. See, A is not equal to C. So I'm going to continue. I'm not going to continue with the rest of the logic. So I'll have to move to the condition, next iteration. Letter picks the value B. B is not equal to C. True, ma? If condition true, continue. Again, go to the next iteration. Just skip it off and solve it. So yeah, C is not equal to C. False, isn't it? C is not equal to C. False. If statement print letter. என்ன letter இருக்கு? C. C gets printed. Okay. Then next iteration. Letter takes the value D. D is not equal to C. Appo it is true. So get into it. Continue. அப்ப என்ன ஆகுது? மறுபடியும் fifth iteration பாக்குது. Fifth iteration அப்போ I do not have any values in the sequence, so I'm going to stop it. So the only value that gets printed here is C. Hope this is clear to you now. Gautam, what is that? It should not have gone. It should not have gone out of the for loop and should have gone to the previous statement of the for loop. It is not going to the previous statement. It is going to the for statement. It should go to the condition part. That is how the rule says. Let me show the PPT again to you. See, continue and the condition for the. See, when the statement continue is used inside the loop, the control automatically passes to the beginning of the loop. It is not to the lines previous to it. To the lines previous to it, na neenga yoichu parunga. Apdi eppadi endha line enakku eppadi theriyum? Varabdi program start panna mudiyuma? That will not work, isn't it? The syntax itself is this. The continue will work this way only. That is how it has been stored. That is how it has been told to the interpreter. Okay. Past statement nala onnume aga poradilla. See, for letter in Python, if letter equal to h, இது true ஆகும்போது pass ன்னு கொடுக்கிறேன். இங்க pass கொடுத்தா nothing will happen. It is just syntactically used. It will not have any impact on the output. அதனால என்ன பண்றேன்னா உங்களுக்கு எப்போ pass execute ஆகுது உங்களுக்கு நான் சொல்லணும் இல்லையா? To justify that, I have used a statement called as print statement. This is pass block. So pass execute ஆச்சா இல்லையா நமக்கு தெரியல. In order to justify that, I have added one print statement. So whenever pass gets executed, this statement will be provided to us. சரி, இப்ப பைத்தான் என்ன ஆகுது? என்ன எனக்கு பிரிண்ட் ஆகணும்? PYTHON இப்படி இதான பிரிண்ட் ஆகணும் எனக்கு. அப்படிதானே கொடுத்திருக்கேன். current letter P, current letter Y, current letter T, current letter H and all those stuff. Whereas when H is encountered, PYT எல்லாம் okay. H வரமோ என்ன ஆகும்னா pass ன்னு கொடுக்கிறேன். It is true. It is getting into the pass. Okay. This is pass block. H வரும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? First இது பிரிண்ட் ஆகுது. அதுக்கப்புறமா தான் நமக்கு நார்மல் கரண்ட் லெட்டர் பிரிண்ட் ஆகுது. ஸோ டி வரைக்கும் பிரிண்ட் ஆகுது. ஹெச் வரும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? பாஸ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் அங்க இருக்கு. ஸோ அதை நான் ஜஸ்டிஃபை பண்றதுக்காக ஆடட் அ பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். நீங்க அவங்க பிரிண்ட் கொடுக்கலாம், நத்திங் வில் பி ரிஃப்ளெக்டட் இன் தி அவுட்புட். இட் வில் பி சேம் as if we have not used pass. பாஸ் யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு பாஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணதோடைய ஒரு அடையாளமே இருக்காது. able to get, it will not have any impact on the output. எதுக்காக பாஸ் யூஸ் பண்றேன்னா ஏதோ ஒரு மாடியூல் நான் கிரியேட் பண்ண போறேன். அந்த மாடியூல் எனக்கு லாஜிக் போறதுக்கு தெரியல. So in future if I want to add some code to it, as of now நம்ம சும்மா அத பாஸ் ன்னு கொடுத்து வைக்கிறோம். ஓகேவா? It will not have any impact on my program logic. It will not have impact on the output. ஆனா அது syntactically valid. pass PASS கொடுக்கும்போது எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகுது. அதனால ஒண்ணுமே ஆக போறது இல்ல. Okay? It is valid syntax. So see, I've used this is pass block. In case இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கல என்ன ஆகும்னா உங்களுக்கு நார்மலா PYTHON வந்திருக்கும். அப்போ அப்படி ஏன் இந்த லைன் கொடுத்திருக்கேன்னு உங்களுக்கு புரியுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த பாஸ்னால என்ன யூஸ்? ஒரு யூஸும் இல்லை இப்போதைக்கு நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம்ல. ஓகே, it is just, see, it is just like a null operation. Nothing happens when it gets executed. It is useful in places where code will be filled later. Okay. So this is all about the loop control statements: break, continue and pass. Okay, now moving on to our functions topic. So we should know what are functions. So what is a function? Function is a set of code, okay, to perform a particular operation. So it is a set of organized reusable code to perform a single related action. Say for example, when I'm asked to write a program for an arithmetic calculator, so what are the operations that you'll have to have in the arithmetic calculator? You need not worry about having all the operations. Okay, let's have a few operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulo. Okay, so if you're going to have this 5 operations, I need not give them in the sequential order, and I need not have them in the program as a whole. Okay, I can split them into different functions, okay, different modules or different pieces. அப்ப என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா addition ஒரு function name கொடுத்துட்டு addition code அதுல எழுத போறோம். Okay, subtraction I'm going to have a separate function. இதனால என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு நான் சொல்றேன். I'm writing a Python program. Okay, instead of writing it in a single program, I'm going to split that. Arithmetic calculator use பண்ணும்போது இந்த 5 operations வருது. இந்த 5 operations and 5 different functionsல எழுதிட்டேன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா இன்னொரு program யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். Okay, scientific calculator ஒரு program எழுத போறேன்னா I can call these functions. I can use all these functions there. I need not again repeat all these codes. Okay, this is one way. The other way is, say for example, I'm having 5 functions. ஒரே ஒரு addition function மட்டும் நான் ஒரு minimum ஒரு 100 times என்னோட ப்ரோக்ராம்ல ரிப்பீட் பண்ண போறேன். அப்படி ரிப்பீட் பண்ண போறேன்னா அந்த 100 டைம்ஸ் நான் வந்து I need not define that addition logic. ஒரே ஒரு place I'm going to define it and use it 100 times. How should I use it? I have something called as function call. So ஒரு place நான் define பண்ண போறேன், 100 place தான் call பண்ண போறேன். Why is it I'm calling at 100 places? ஏன்னா அந்த 100 places I want addition logic to be performed. So 100 times define பண்ணாம நான் ஒரு டைம் எங்கயாவது ஒரு place define பண்ணிட்டு ப்ரோக்ராம்ல ஒரு place define பண்ணிட்டு எங்கெல்லாம் எனக்கு addition logic வேணுமோ அங்கெல்லாம் I'm going to have the call, function call. Function call execute ஆனா என்ன ஆகும்னா it will directly, the control will directly pass to the definition part and the definition gets executed. Say for example, if I'm going to make a call to a person, what happens? I get the response from that person, isn't it? Same logic here. Whenever I have the function call, the control will move to the definition and the definition gets executed. That's it. So ஒரு டைம் தான் நான் டிஃபைன் பண்றேன். நீங்க யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, ஒரு லாஜிக்ல நமக்கு 10 lines இருக்குன்னா நான் 100 times அந்த 10 lines ரிப்பீட் பண்றது வந்து it is quite complicated, isn't it? Instead of that, ஒரே ஒரு place நான் 10 lines define பண்ணிட்டு 100 function calls அவ்வளவுதான். ஒரே ஒரு லைன் தான் function call, isn't it? So 100 place the function call மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ண போறேன். So it is an organized reusable code. We use the word reusable because we are defining it once but using it many times. It is organized because I'm having this particular function for a specific use. Now addition selected, it is only for the addition. So addition I will go to this function and use my logic, and I can use this particular function for the other programs as well. The module concept, module and teach okay, and they are used to utilize code in more than one place in a program. The number of lines in my source code gets reduced. Okay, and it becomes an organized code. Or operation over function la kondu place pandrom. Okay, then it is reusable because the same code is being reused 100 place in the code da nam use pandrom. A function in Python is defined by a df statement. So eppadi நம்ம வந்து ஒரு function define பண்ண போறோம், how will I know whether it is the function definition or function call? That should be known to us, isn't it? So we are going to see the syntax. So before moving on all those, we have learned the function definition now and the uses of it or advantages of it. Let me show the advantages again. Uses of functions or advantages. The first point, number of lines in the source code gets reduced. I'm not going to repeat the same logic again and again by defining it. One place define pandra, multiple places use pandra. Okay, so number of lines in the source code gets reduced. So that is the first point. The second point, code reusability. Yes, I'm reusing the same code. The same definition is being used or executed at different place wherever the function calls are available. Okay, what is the third point? Code structuring and organization. So I have it in an organized way. Whenever an error is encountered, namukku vandu addition la da error varudhu, subtraction la nalla work aguduna enna agudhu, nama enna panna porom, full program nama vandu go through panna poradilla. In the debugging process, I'll just go to the function called as addition function and I'll do the debugging process. So it is very well structured and organized, isn't it? So then code simplification. So it is easy to debug, it is easy to maintain, it is easy to reuse, and I can even call it wherever I want in the same program as well as in the different programs. So these are the advantages and uses. Okay, I'm just talking about the functions here, mainly about the user-defined functions here. Okay, user-defined functions na end the functions alla being a programmer or user number edutharom illaya adalla user-defined functions. So coming to the type of functions, we do have two types of functions. The first one is the predefined function and the second one is the user-defined functions. Predefined functions and another example pathina, input of. See, all these days we were using something called as input of, isn't it? Whenever I use this input of, it waits or it demands for the input from the user. It allows the user to give is input, isn't it? Ninga input kudukada print la poite enter your name kudukumbodhu, you will not be allowed to enter your name, type your name on the output screen until and unless you use this input function. The user cannot give input to the program. So input function. Up input parenthesis it கொடுத்துறேன். But how does the interpreter knows that it is the input function? It is to receive the value, and the value received will be in the string format. How all these are understood? Because in the input function already நான் வந்து program languageல வந்து define பண்ணிருக்கோமா, it is a function call now. நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம்ல யூஸ் பண்றோம்னா அதெல்லாம் ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால். அப்ப இன்புட் கொடுக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா the control will move to the definition part, and there the logic is being given. It knows what to do and print again at built-in function. And one more example is int often கொடுக்குறோம். What happens? Int of 8.5 நான் கொடுக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? The answer is 8, isn't it? How does it work? Because it has been defined already in the language. அதனால தான் predefined ன்னு சொல்றோம். The other terminologies for this predefined are built-in functions. See, look at the screen. Built-in functions, or otherwise called as inbuilt functions, otherwise called as library functions. Okay, predefined functions. So these are the 4 terminologies used: inbuilt functions, built-in functions, predefined functions, library functions. In the functions alone number define panna mudiyadu. It is already available in the language. So and the names நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ண கூடாது. Okay, we should not use those function names for writing the user defined functions. Okay, so then we do have the next type called as user-defined functions. User-defined functions, those functions that are defined by the programmer or the user. What about the built-in function definition? The functions which are written, which need not be written by the programmer, which are already available in the language. Those are built-in functions. We do have something called as anonymous function. What is called as anonymous? What is called as anonymous? Anonymous letters எல்லாம் சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? Anonymous letter na yaar and the letter போடுறாங்க என்னன்னு தெரியாது. That is what is called as anonymous. The same here. When I say something, when I call a function called as anonymous function, the function will not have name. It is simple logic ஆக யூஸ் பண்றோம். But example here is lambda function. Lambda function in Python is an anonymous function. We will not have the function name. We will not have the normal way of defining the function. Okay, நான் இங்க ஒரு user defined function யூஸ் பண்ண போறேன். I will be writing the code in 1 or 2 lines. For a simple logic, place I go in for this lambda. I'll explain the lambda function, okay, in the next class. So anonymous function means a function which is nameless. Okay, let's have a look at the function definition. Let me tell you the elements of the user-defined functions in Python. Okay, when we talk about the user-defined functions, there are only 2 elements. The first one is function definition. The second one is the function call or function invocation. And the function call illana, function will not get executed at all. Neenga define pannirundha kuda interpreter will skip that function definition. Interpreter will execute that only in the function is being called. Function call illa the program definition execute, program function execute agadu. Okay, so how do you define a function? It is by using the keyword def function name, and within the parenthesis you're going to have the parameters, which means the variables that are used in the function. Okay, function addition function use panna poringa. Okay va, appo ungalku evlo parameters thevappada podu? 2 input values, minimum 2 input values, isn't it, for addition? So you can use 2 parameters, or you can even ignore that. Let me show you the differences. It is optional. As of now, get to know it is optional. Then function block. What is function block? The actual logic, okay, followed by the return statement. Return is again an optional statement in function. So I'll tell you, parameters optional, return optional. Appo idella enak mandatory. Def keyword, it is mandatory. Def in varumode the interpreter will understand that there is a function being defined. Ana it will skip, it will not execute that. எதனாலனா எப்பலாம் எனக்கு function call execute ஆகுதோ அப்பதான் இந்த function execute பண்ண முடியும். Okay, so def function name here is user defined. You can give whichever name you want. Okay, and brackets compulsory. This parentheses are compulsory. You can have the empty parenthesis or along with the parameters. Parameters optional. உங்களுக்கு வேணும்னா நீங்க கொடுக்க போறீங்க, வேணாம்னா you can skip it off. Then the logic, actual logic எழுத போறீங்க, followed by the return statement. Return statement is optional. Now I'll give you one more point here. Whichever functions has return statement, then those functions are called as fruitful functions. There's one, this might be an interview question. Okay, might be, if you have not learned, just get to know this also. Whichever function has a return statement, those functions are called as fruitful functions in Python. நீங்க இந்த predefined functions எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா return statement இருக்கும். எப்படி சொல்லுங்க பாப்போம்? நீங்க int of ஒரு வேல்யூ கொடுக்குறீங்கமா, int of 8.5 answer 8 ன்னு வருதா? How is that? This is a function call. The int of 8.5 ன்றது function call. இப்போ என்ன ஆகும்னா நீங்க இந்த லைன் எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணும்போது this from here the input will be taken and the control will be moved to the definition part in the language. அங்க நமக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு லாஜிக் இருக்கு, அந்த லாஜிக் முடிச்ச பின்னாடி எனக்கு ஆன்சர் 8 ன்னு வருது. சரியா? அதனால தான் நமக்கு 8 ஆன்சர் வருது. That is being transferred to this place where the function call is made. அந்த 8 என்ற ஆன்சர் இந்த பிளேஸ்க்கு வருது. இந்த பிளேஸ் வந்ததுனால தான் எனக்கு 8 என்ற ஆன்சர் ப்ரோக்ராம்ல டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகுது. ஸோ ஆப்வியஸ்லி ப்ரீடிஃபைன்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ்க்குலாம் ரிட்டன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கும். நம்மளோட இஷ்டம், ரிட்டன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கலாம், கொடுக்காம போகலாம் ஃபார் யூசர் டிஃபைன்ட். ஓகே, the second element is function invocation or function call. அது எப்படி கொடுப்போம்னா சின்டாக்ஸ் என்னன்னா function name brackets, that's it. function name brackets. நீங்க இங்க df கொடுக்க பதிலா டைப் எல்லாம் கொடுக்க பதிலா see in C programming we have 3 elements. The other element will be function prototype or function declaration. Declaration ஏ பைத்தான்ல கிடையாது இல்லையா? So we have only 2 elements, function definition and the function call. Get to know this alone. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா சின்டாக்ஸ்ல பாருங்க function name brackets மட்டும் சொன்னேன். They are placed arguments here. Why? What is that? Again, values that are used in the function definition. எப்போ இங்க நான் arguments கொடுப்பேன்னா எப்போ நான் parameters கொடுத்திருக்கணும் அப்போ மட்டும் தான் arguments கொடுப்பேன். If there are no parameters used inside the function definition, then there will be no arguments. Okay, நீங்க technically definition partல வரது parameters ன்னு சொல்ல போறோம். இங்க வர values வந்து function callல வர values வந்து arguments ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Just remember it this way, DP. Okay, a simple tip. So definition கூட வர variables எல்லாம் நம்ம technically என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? Parameters ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Call ஓட வரதெல்லாம் வந்து arguments. Okay, so DP AC. Remember it this way so that you will know the difference between the parameter and the arguments. Okay, in some textbooks they'll correlate these two and use one single word called as arguments. Never mind, but you should get to know the differences between parameters and arguments technically. Okay. Built-in functions. So what are the examples for built-in functions? So we do have these as the example ABS. ABS is absolute value. So உங்களுக்கு minus the value வந்தா கூட negative value வந்தா கூட இது வந்து positive value வா கொடுக்கும். See, look over here. ABS of 2 minus 3 into 7. So how do you do this logic, ma? Do you remember the precedence operators? Precedence of operators? First, I should do the multiplication here. 3 into 7, 21 minus 21 here. Isn't it 2 minus 21? Minus 19 is the answer. But when minus 91 has given us input ABS function, I get the answer as 19. So it is the absolute value that is being received. So negative value, negative sign and ignore out. Okay. Len function is a predefined function. நீங்க பாருங்க இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனை டிஃபைன் பண்ணலாமா, பட் டைரக்டா நான் இதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றேன். I'm getting the answer because it is defined in the language. இது டெக்னிக்கலி சொல்லணும்னா இது ஃபங்க்ஷன் சொல்லணும், இது ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால்னு சொல்லணும் because இதோட ஃபங்க்ஷன் டெஃபினிஷன் பார்ட் எங்கேயோ இருக்கு. Okay, function call and function definition put together only is called as function, isn't it? These are the elements of a function. So that is why we call it as functions. Okay, specifically these are the function calls. Len of HA within quotes into 2. You all know what is this? String repetition, isn't it? We have already learned this operation. See, one side I have the string, the other side I have the integer value. In between I place this asterisk, which is the repetition operator. The multiply kadayadu, repetition. So what should I do? I should repeat the string 2 times. Okay, HA should be the answer. Okay, HA and HA will be the answer for this particular operation, but that is fed as input to the len function, meaning in a len of HA. So len of HA and there are 4 characters in that. HA. So okay, so there are 4 characters in that. So the meaning here is there are 4 characters in the string. So the length of the string is 4. So the answer is 4. Okay. So min. Someone asked me in the introduction class itself, if we could use min function and max function. Number greatest of 3 numbers part our program. Conditional statements, nested conditional. Instead of that, we can use, yes, it is available. There are so many predefined functions in Python, which makes the Python programming very simple. That is why we all use Python programming in the recent years. See, min 5, 6, 2.2, 90. See, I have this mixed type also here, which is the minimum out of this 2.2. That is brought. Same applicable for max. When I give max of all these, what is the answer? I get 90. Okay, then int of. See, int of, see, 42 is within quotes. I've already told input function is a function to receive the input value from the user but it will be obviously in the form of string only. To convert that into a number, we have int of input of. If we use number, num1 is equal to int of input of, meaning enna or input value kudukranga user, that integer la na retain pannuvom. That is why I use int of input of. Okay. So in int of 42 within quotes kudukumbodhu enna aguduna, this is a string that gets converted into integer value. Integer convert panna 42 will be the answer. So this answer is 42 plus 2. So what is the answer? 44. That would be converted into a number. This is program la paathirukom already. Num is equal to int of input of input of enna ninga user that will be in string type only. That is what the rule says. That is converted into integer format by using the input function only. Enna function adu? Int of input of. It is to convert something into integer. What has been given here? String. This 42 will be converted into integer value 42. So 42 plus 2, 44 is the answer. Same is applicable for the other things, round and all. Okay, type. What is this type function? It is a predefined function. This I have already shown it in the class. Type of 3.4. It will be floating type. Type of 3. It is an integer type. If you are going to give list inside this or tuple inside this, that will show that it is of class list, tuple, float, etc. Okay. Print. You all know how to use print. Whatever is given in quotes, that will be printed as such. If you're going to use a variable name, value of that will be printed. Input, power. Instead of having the exponentiation on all those, I can directly go with this function, isn't it? To convert the ASCII value into character into an ASCII value, I do have different functions. See, we do have a number of methods who are associated with the lists, tuples, dictionaries. We are going to see all those. These are just simple functions that are available in Python. Okay, these are the examples. I can find the tangent value, sine value, cosine value, square root of a number, logarithm value. Okay, absolute value in floating type. That is what is FABS. Seal, floor, and all. All these are available. Instead of calculating it, I can have it done using this. Square root of a program, just simple line. Square root of the input value, you will get the square root value. Okay. So the next topic in functions will be function prototypes. Okay. So we have these kinds of functions available. Meaning or function in program la use panna poringana, the function use pannalam, different models are the different models are prototypes. So these are the 4 different ways that I could use functions in my Python program. So this is what is function prototypes. Ninga eppadi function use pannalo, endha function use pannalo, that will fall under any of these 4 categories only with no other option. Okay. So these are the 4 possible ways of writing the functions. We are going to see it tomorrow. Okay. Then we are going to see the function arguments. Function arguments, function call arguments. அப்போ எப்பெல்லாம் எனக்கு டெஃபினிஷன்ல பாராமீட்டர் வருதோ அப்பெல்லாம் ஆர்குமெண்ட்ஸ் வரப்போகுது. அப்போ அந்த என்ன மாதிரி பாராமீட்டர்ஸ் ஆர்குமெண்ட்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ண போறோமோ that is what is called as function arguments or types of arguments. So we do have something called as required arguments, keyword, default, and variable length arguments. So we are going to see the types of the function prototypes tomorrow, followed by the types of arguments, nested functions. Okay. So as you were asking me doubts in the loop control statements itself, we could not complete this today. Anyways, we shall have a look. Tomorrow session is all about recursion. Okay. So let me stick on to 1 or 2 examples for recursion and complete this. Don't worry, I'll be completing the functions by tomorrow. So we are going to see the prototypes, arguments, nested functions, recursions, these 4 topics tomorrow. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I brought only those today. Any doubts? The session is so interactive. Many people are asking doubts, which means you're listening to the classes. I'm glad about it. Tell about DEF statement. So Bharatwaj is asked, DEF is a keyword, that tells the interpreter that there is a function definition coming. So it will skip that portion. Upon the function execute tomorrow we are going to see examples. Okay. And the definition execute agadu. Eppa agona, eppala function call line execute agudo, appala mattu and the definition execute agum. See, I might have 3 functions in my program, isn't it? And the specific call. Mobile irukku. Na endha number ku call pandreno and the person then pick panna poringa. So in the function call in our program la execute pandreno, and the particular function definition mattum execute agum. Okay. That is what is DEF, Bharatwaj. And few people have asked me about this letter is equal to C, letter is equal to D use பண்ணுங்க. நான் already சொல்லிட்டேன். Is equal to C use பண்ணிருக்கேன். Not is equal to C use பண்ணிட்டோமா. Same logic. Just you have your own input and check with the examples. Santosh Kumar, you've asked about the past statement. Yes, as of now, we are going to use past syntactically. You know, or statement interpret, but it will not have any impact on the program logic or on the output. Okay, whenever I want, I have got the logic. Now the past replace on the logic. Yes, nameless functions are called as anonymous functions. I'll explain the anonymous function tomorrow. Attendance link is submitted. Please submit the attendance, ma. You wanted me to show the table. Okay, I'll show the function tables again. Don't worry. I'll show the function tables. And Vishwa has asked about the differences between ABS and round. A round off is rounding off the value, whereas ABS here is, I'm going to ignore the negative sign alone. Minus 19 on the answer will be 19. Okay, ma. You can give any input value directly or an expression. Ma. ABS function expression value minus or result எனக்கு வந்து அந்த நெகட்டிவ் சைன் இக்னோர் பண்ணிட்டு ஆன்சர் வந்து எனக்கு பாசிட்டிவ்ல வரும், which means without sign. ரவுண்ட் ஆஃப்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த வேல்யூ ரவுண்ட் ஆஃப் பண்ணி ஆன்சர் வரப்போகுது. Yes, Vignesh, I'm going to teach the functions tomorrow, function examples. Return statement இருந்ததுன்னா அந்த வேல்யூ will be returned to the function call statement. எங்க இருந்து நான் கால் பண்றோம், say for example 9th லைன்ல நான் function call place பண்ணிருக்கேன்னா அந்த particular 9th லைனுக்கு என்னோட வேல்யூ ரிசல்ட் வந்து ஃபங்க்ஷன் எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ண பின்னாடி அந்த பிளேஸ்க்கு போகும். Let me show the result tomorrow using the return statement. Without using return பார்ப்போம். இதெல்லாம் தான் prototypesல வரப்போகுதுமா. Using return, without using return. Rahul Karthik, can we use space key for indentation? Yes, you can use. You can explore this in the website www.python.org. So நமக்கு different versions க்கு different யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. Say for example 3 space யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், 4 space யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். நான் வந்து tab space யூஸ் பண்றேன். Okay, then we asked about quick recap. Quick recap on what, ma? Today's class, huh? You wanted me to do it today or tomorrow? Lakshmi Priya, what is the difference between function definition and function call? Function definition la நம்ம logic place பண்ண போறோம். Function call la எதுமே இருக்க போறதில்ல, just function name and brackets alone. Only when the function call is executed, the entire function will be executed. Ma இல்லனா நம்ம function definition இருந்த ஒரு யூஸும் கிடையாது. Niveta, please show mathematical function slide once. Yes, I'll show. I've explained the difference between the definition and call, ABS and round. Not equal to C, not equal to C, ma, equal to C and not equal to C na relational comparison operator da ma. அது வந்து true or false and மட்டும் பாருங்க. என்ன அந்த கண்டிஷன் நீங்க என்ன கொடுக்குறீங்க அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி true ஆ இருந்தா it is going to get into the if block. If not, it is not going to get into the if block. See, it is nothing to do with the loop control statement. Pass, break, continue க்கும் அதுக்கு எந்த சம்பந்தமும் இல்ல. நீங்க அந்த கண்டிஷன் என்ன கண்டிஷன் வேணாலும் பிளேஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அந்த கண்டிஷன் ட்ரூ ஆ இருக்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகணுமா, ஃபால்ஸ் ஆ இருக்கும்போது எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகணுமான்றது it is your decision. Balaji, ma'am, can we incorporate while in for like nested? Yes, of course you can do the nesting loops. Priyadashni, ma'am, which chat are you using? You can send it to my name. You can send the doubts to me personally as well. Okay. Upload the recorded. It is all done. The first 2 days are already available. Let me post all those YouTube links in the chat now. Wait. Please check in the chat. The YouTube link is posted, ma. I posted the YouTube link for Tuesday's session. You just subscribe to the channel so that you'll get the notifications whenever the links are uploaded. Okay. I guess you will have the link for Tuesday, Wednesday, even for the inaugural function we have. For all the 5 days, we have the links being recorded, so you can check in the YouTube channel. Okay. Gautam, it is good question. How good and what are the most important concepts in maths that I should know for CS and programming? This you cannot decide based on the problem given to you. You'll have to know the formula for it and you'll have to code it. Okay. The author himself should learn all the mathematic formula to write the code in Python. So it is no other option. So based on, as of now for the, see, if you want to get good marks in the engineering and if you want to get placed in the campus interviews, all the basic formula are more than enough. The formula that you have learned in the school will be more than enough. But when you're going to become a programmer and if you're going to develop a software, you'll have to explore all those. Anyways, it is not an examination that time, isn't it? So you can use the available online sources and you can write the code. Don't worry about that. I guess I've covered all your doubts today. I've explained about the break statements. I've shown you the output. What else I've asked for? I've told about the indentation. Yes, but reveal Saturday and Sunday, we do not have classes. The classes are only from Monday to Friday. Okay, it will be till July 16th, next week, Friday. See, at the end of the course, we will be sharing you the materials, okay? As of now, just listen to the classes. And if you want to go through, have a revision, you can check the links, recorded links. Abdul, you have asked me to show the tables. I'll show the tables, ma. I'll show the tables. If you are online, you can check. Let me share that on the screen. Yes, I'll be showing all these tomorrow. Don't worry. Anything else? I've covered all the doubts. Prasanna, what is interpreter? Okay. It is a system software that runs the code. Okay. In Python, it is not the compiler that we use. It is the interpreter. It checks whether the syntax is properly written in our program and it executes the code and it gives the output. The ideal use control, yeah. Lakshmi, you want me to tell about the break statement again? What should I do to be fluent in Python? You'll have to learn the basics. Okay. Once you're thorough with the basics, if someone asks you to type the code on own, you can type it that instantly. You should not learn. See, I can share the materials to you. If you have listened to me, obviously you will understand the code. Okay. And even if you don't understand, if you look at the code once again and compare that with the syntax, you will understand the code. If the same program is asked, all of us will tend to write or replicate whatever we have learned. That should not be the case. You'll have to understand and write the program on your own. Even if you have learned the program, you should not replicate or reciprocate the same program. Share PPT link for learning in chat box. Hey, we have shared the YouTube link, Rakesh. Please check the chat, scroll back and check the chat. See, it is posted from RIT Outreach. Please check the link. Yes, Lakshmi, I'll explain. Don't worry, I'll explain about the break statement. See, if you keep on asking me to explain the same content again and again, we are finding a difficulty to complete the topic schedule on that day. That is the problem. Hereafter, I'm going to address the doubts only at the end. Okay. So this is the break statement. See, I is equal to 1. I is less than 20. Meaning in I 19 condition will be true. Isn't it? So 19 iterations are possible. I is equal to 1 to I is equal to 19. 19 iterations are possible here. But what is the output that I've got? I've got only 1 to 5. I did not get 1 to 19, which means this program has stopped with 5 iterations alone. How is this possible? Because I've used a break statement. When did this should when should this loop be broken? It is based on the condition here. So if I equal to 6 in கொடுக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா I யோட வேல்யூ எப்ப 6 ஆகுதோ அப்ப எனக்கு பிரேக் ஆகணும் இந்த லூப். So I is equal to 1 ல இருந்து I is equal to 5 வரைக்கும் எனக்கு எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகுது. I've got the output. When I turn 6, I've used break statement. So it is going to come out of the looping statement. To stop few iterations in my looping, I'll go over the break. Continually நம்ம ஸ்டாப் பண்ண முடியாது. ஒரே ஒரு ஐட்ரேஷன் தான் skip பண்ண முடியும். Few lines in the code will be skipped off. Okay, portion of the iteration will be skipped off using continue. Whereas break na நம்ம அதுக்கு அப்புறம் எக்ஸிக்யூட்டே பண்ண போறது இல்ல for or while ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட போறோம். That is what is break. Will any other programs be organized after this? It is all based on the feedback that you are going to give and based on the attendance and how you listen to the classes. Here in our college, we do have different programming sessions, okay, organized. We do have different clubs where we focus on the programming skills, enhancing the programming skills of the students, and also for placement training, we start the training from the first semester itself. First semester in the curriculum, we have Python. In the second semester, CSE and few other departments are going to have C programming. So Python and C will be taught in the first year itself in curriculum. But then after the first semester is over, we will be giving complicated programs. We'll be teaching on the complicated side so that you'll become an expert in that particular language. So at the end of first year, students will have the basic knowledge about Python and C because of the curriculum. But then because of the placement training, they'll be an expert in both the languages. In the third semester, CSE students will have Java. For the other departments also, we do have Java training. So all these are being done by the placement and training cell in our college.